go through, one of them recently blocked up by a big magical block of stone.
Ah,
Marty, did I detect anything between the spores or not?
there was a mural on the wall. You're probably suspicious of this area because you saw like the shadow came out of it.
Yeah.
The big roiling darkness thing came out of it.
Go screw around and try to figure it out.
Okay, are you pulling the treasure out?
Yeah.
Cool. Who's pulling the treasure out?
Good question. Don't know. Cade, I guess.
Sam's helping.
Okay.
Widgets or sorting and collecting.
Okay, you guys want to give me a will save?
Okay.
Oh. 1d20. Cade's okay. I hope. Give me a second.
Everybody knows Sam has an amazing will save.
Yeah,
He totally
the
didn't get
the DC's only 20.
He totally didn't get basically murdered by a first circle spell from a second level character. Does a 14 make it, Marty? It's actually a 16.
Nope.
No.
So Sam, you're pulling things out, and with your good hand, you touch something. It kind of like it was like really cold for a moment. You saw like a sigil appear on your skin, and it just sort of went into your hand.
Oh.
What is it?
You want to write at the top of your page that you have a shadow curse, and you're at -6 to your next save versus a shadow effect.
Cool.
Really? I would
Shadow
categorize that as uncool.
curse. -6 on next save versus
Like shadow magic or some sort of...
Perception check from Cade.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cade's standing right beside you. You saw Sam go, "Ow," and like look at his hand. And you saw there was a glow, and it disappeared in his hand, and it seems to all be better.
Something obviously went into his hand, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you kidding me? Hey, look at this guy.
Would you detect magic on Sam?
Yeah, you see there's the weird necromancy that is kind of floating above Sam's head now.
Fuck. We'll attempt to detect the necromancy.
Yeah, it is effectively a bestow curse shadow effect.
All right. Do I know how to trigger it?
Just a shadow spell on him. Magic missile. No. It's something with save.
What was your spellcraft roll?
Well, you were telling me stuff before I rolled. So
Yeah.
I was gonna...
Yeah. There's a shadow light necromancy around Sam.
27.
Yep, you know that Sam has got a bestow curse on him.
I mean, he's cursed.
Yep.
Do you say anything?
Oh, you know he's cursed. You are cursed. That's a shadow curse too.
Shit. So what items are causing this? All of them?
You just
Yeah, but-
touched something in there that had a trap.
Might be the box.
All right, back off.
They're breaking off the side.
Okay, so fucking Cade destroys the sarcophagus bottom, and yeah, the lid's all bent.
Your silence is thanks enough.
Classic Ahmed. That's Ahmed classic Coke.
Good stuff.
So, am I gonna die? Oh, you're cursed. Curses don't normally kill you. Something bad happens. You're stealing from a king, as we just put the shit in a bag of holding.
Okay, so Marty, do you want us to do a check for everything we pulled out, or?
Nope. There are some things that are giving off necromancy. The longsword and the dagger are really like stylized and creepy. They've got like little talons on them.
You're gonna wanna, just.
The symbol of the black orb is really prominent in his weapons. Like he had these.
Do they radiate shadowy magic or regular magic?
The only thing that is radiating shadow magic is the ring.
Is that thing cursed? I'm gonna do a detect in that one right now.
Yep.
Oh, the ring is nice.
Okay. 45.
It is a ring of invisibility with the secondary power of ring of protection +2.
Nice one.
And it's Shadowcraft.
Yep.
And it's not cursed.
No, what do you see?
45 was okay. So there's a Shadowcraft ring in here that needs to be activated. So everybody good if I take this?
What does it do? Says Damien as he's got his blade out. He just sort of waves in your direction, kind of between you and when you're gonna go pick it up.
It turns you invisible.
Oh, I want a ring of invisibility.
All right. Well, it also will give you a splitting migraine.
You're lucky.
Just put in your ring. Just put in your ring.
Maybe I should become a shadowcaster, he says.
Maybe you should.
Why don't you go ask Edward for that?
I don't think Arlen would appreciate it. Don't
Yeah,
think
fuck
he.
Arlen.
You know I can hear you, asshole.
Of course I do. Of course I know.
Okay, so.
So
take-
I'll
take the
he'll
ring,
we
put
do.
it on your.
Mhm.
Okay, actually, I suggest we do this. I suggest we put your. Are we gonna sell everything to the Duke? Give him options, or keep a few things?
Pretty certain that's your purview. All right, so yeah, Sam got cursed. It's a shadow curse. Don't know remove curse. So
Okay, after bagging all the things, you come up the stairs. Are you removing the wedge?
not now.
Okay.
We just go turn invisible because fucking.
Yeah, you spin the ring and you turn invisible, Widget.
Oh. Oh gosh. Hey.
Neat
He
trick.
lights up a smoke. How long before you see the smoke?
Yeah, you see the ambient light from the cigarette, and you do see eventually a little bit of smoke coming out, but it's like a round later.
All right. So the stone block or the far door?
There's something over here. We know that, right? Something through here, maybe.
Well, you like smashing things. How about you?
Oh yeah.
He's gonna walk over here and start smashing the wall.
You know, you guys used to call me reckless and like, sort of like breaky stuff. I don't know that you can say that about me anymore.
You know, we could also just try the mural. The other side.
Okay, Cade, you're kind of you're just punching. Okay, so you punch into the mural, some blocks fall in, and there's definitely a space behind it, and they never really intended for a Cade to be, for this wall to withstand Cade punching. It does reveal a chamber. There's no light in the chamber, and you cannot see in.
I think we found it.
Let me take a look. Arlen will cast his cantrip light. throw a pebble inside.
Okay, well, the second the pebble disappears through the open area, you can't see it anymore.
Is it the same as the mage's private sanctum?
It feels very similar to.
Okay. Except shadowy, right?
No, it's just this field of black.
This looks like the same thing that custodian put up on.
You didn't even hear. You didn't even hear the pebble hit the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I've got dark vision. All right. Fuck's sakes. I better be getting a good chunk of this goddamn treasure.
Well, here, give us a second. We don't need to go blundering in.
Oh, blunder away, says Damien as he hops back up on the carpet.
Well, do you want me to try to dispel it or no?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Dispel. So, let's dispel the mage's private sanctum effect.
Mm-hmm.
I am a shadowcaster.
Okay.
It's 8th level magic.
No.
Shit. Well, that was what I had.
Actually, Cade has a chain, right? A couple of weapons that are like reach. He's gonna throw it in
Okay.
and see when it hits the ground.
It's strange they didn't make a sound, but it seemed
I know
it seemed by the pull on the weapon, by pulling on the chain, that it is on the ground in front of you.
Okay. All right, stick my head through.
Okay, you stick your head through.
Scimitar.
Your eyes adjust, and it is a sparse chamber. However, there is a statuette about 3 feet tall of a strange woman. Seems to be half like kind of turning from a dragon into an elf, or like an elf wearing a dragon cloak.
Statuette moving?
Nope.
Okay, good.
It's 3 foot tall. It is at the far end of the chamber, right about here. There's what looks like a prayer mat in front of it.
Just a prayer. Oh,
And there's a goblet that's kind of tipped over a long time ago.
He starts speaking like
It looks like it's a prayer. Oh yeah,
sticks his head back out.
looks like it's a prayer room. Come take a look.
He'll step through.
Okay. Are either of
Sam,
you
you might want to be less cavalier. You're fucking cursed, you jackass.
divine casters?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of felt a little weird to like not. You pass through the magical barrier and you're inside.
Widget will go in.
All right, Widget. You've read from her book before.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dracia Umbravilda, which roughly translates to the dragon in Elf Shadow.
Oh, Shadow. Yeah. It's my babe.
What did you say?
It's my babe. Yeah, that's my babe.
Only Cade and Sam can hear you say this.
She's ugly.
She's actually quite striking, but
Cade's looking for a door.
Your people have bearded women.
There's a reason there's not many of us.
yeah. So Cade smashed through like a hole right about here. Let's see. Wrong layer. There we go.
That's actually a very good question. I've been just looking at that treasure, like going. All right. I wonder if this would work.
Yeah. Now that you're in the secret chamber, you realize that there is a secret door.
Yeah, there should be a normal way to get into the prayer room. It's
Yep.
not like it's...
Marty.
It's where I covered up the S's. Marty's pet peeve with the
Map makers.
map makers. It's like, who did you make this map for? Beautiful map for the DM.
Uh,
So there are secret doors here, here, and here. You can see that the latches are on the inside. Like this chamber is supposed to be hidden and secret.
okay. So I think this would dispel this. I'm not sure. But I don't know if it's the same as what the Duke had. But my Nimbus of Light, 30-foot Nimbus of Light, blah blah blah, acts as daylight. Now here's the thing: spells and spell-like abilities with the darkness descriptor automatically dispelled if brought inside this Nimbus.
Okay. Give me a second. This is Mage's Private Sanctum. Okay.
So nothing happens.
You're blasting your Nimbus of Light?
I'll do one, yeah.
Oh, damn it, Arlen. Warn us next time, says Davian.
We see in from the outside, right?
You can see out, yes.
So does that light shine in really brightly, or?
Yeah. It shines in very brightly.
But it doesn't dismiss the thing. We still can't see it, right?
Mage's Private Sanctum does not have darkness descriptor. So your light does not touch this darkness.
Okay.
Does it have an effect against creatures, or?
Yes. Any creature caught within it takes my caster level of damage per round.
I would like to have a better description around any creature.
No. Any undead within the radius takes an amount of damage equal to your cleric level each round.
What kind of creature?
Undead.
Okay.
Undead within the radius take an amount of damage equal to your cleric.
Wow.
Having that going with a couple of blood channels is kind of good.
Yeah, that's something you should have used in the...
It sounds like something that would be good against a giant swarm of shadows.
Yeah, you know what I was doing? Channeling.
Okay, you're surprised that the darkness does not dispel. And everyone's like, God damn it.
Again,
I can't see anything.
again with this shit. This statuette, is it magical? Or is it just like an odd piece?
It has enchantment on it. The enchantment is... What is it called? Yeah, it does bear a moderate evocation.
Okay. Is it a shadow evocation or a regular evocation?
It's a shadow evocation.
But
But not the spell shadow evocation. It is a
right, it's
shadow weave spell evocation that is coming from it.
right. So it was a lot of effort to produce that spell.
Yep.
Okay. I will attempt to identify it.
Cage opening these doors.
I'm going to use
Okay.
the charge from this identify wand, and I think an identify wand might be a thing that goes on all of Adam's casters from now on. Like a caster level one wand of identify is just, I want to make the spellcraft check for what the hell is this thing.
Yeah. So you take out the wand.
Kids opening closed doors around him, just but FYI. If something
34.
happens
This item, once per day, can produce a sending effect. But always to the same creature.
Okay.
I can probably guess who that creature is.
The creature is named by its title, and written into the magic, you can see through dilated pupils and a shocked expression on your face that with this item you could talk to Dracia Umbravilda, the dragon in elf shadow.
Hey, Arlen.
Arlen
I
can't hear
tell
you.
you shit about this.
Arlen can't hear you.
Yep. Nope. What are you going to tell him, Sam? What's this? What are you going to tell him? Don't worry about it.
So otherwise looks like sort of like an onyx, ebony kind of statuette. It's about 3 feet tall. Maybe weighs 30 pounds. It could be the center of other spells too.
Like a holy or hollow or non-hollow or whatever. So, the Dragon Elf's shadow. Previously I understood it to being like a powerful god emperor type thing, but it's starting to sound like it's more a shadow version of the source behind the light, like a
quasi deity.
A quasi deity or like a living god.
Yeah, if it was a god like the old gods and even the five-faced god, wouldn't it be using commune?
Yeah, but I mean, Arlen sends to his god. He goes, "Hey God, how you doing?" Also, I want to play with this so bad. I want to use it. I don't know how there could be any positive outcome from that, though. I can't imagine it being positive at the end of the communication. It would be fun.
Nothing you do.
As a DM, I just give you the shovel. You guys
Dig the hole.
dig your own graves. You push your limits, and you're like, yeah, let's go through the hard dungeon before dealing with the 40 shadows. I'm like, sure. Fine. I'm good with that.
It's like the opposite. It's we stir the shits, but you take them. Like you just leave the shits everywhere. Then we stir.
I provide all the things for you to break. Sometimes you provide themselves. Can we do this? Yeah, that could be broken too. Sorry, a little meta chat.
Yep. How long does it take to use the item?
You sit and pray before it for 10 minutes.
Okay. I think Arlen would attempt to fireball me into next Tuesday if he's caught me sitting here praying to this statue.
Well, you're invisible. And he can't hear you right now. Although Cade's like opening doors and looking out, and Sam's just standing there. I don't know what Sam's doing.
Sam's currently trying to relay messages to Arlen, but he's not sticking his head out of the...
What's going on in there? Hurry it up already.
There's a statue and a mat.
Is that? Can Arlen hear that?
When Sam
stepped up.
sticks his head out of the darkness and
Yeah.
speaks to you, yes.
There's a statue and a mat.
Right, then let's go. It's not important. Wait, he says it's a prayer room.
Yeah, there's a statue and a mat.
Is Widget actually praying to the thing?
You don't know.
No, Cade's looking around.
Widget's invisible.
Oh yeah.
You can hear Widget muttering like to himself, like, I don't know. Is Widget praying?
Little sounds coming out. 25 words. is.
Okay. it's too fun to not. I got a new toy. Okay, so yeah, he's prostrated himself.
Arlen's after 2 minutes, like, okay, let's go. He's not waiting 10 minutes.
All right.
Kate comes walking back from the other direction because he opened a bunch of doors that let out.
On the door.
All right, where are you heading to now?
Where's Widget?
I don't know.
Are we going to bring the stinky wizard back with us as a prize to Duncan? Says Damien.
We probably should.
I'll make yourself useful.
Sam will pick up the wizard and stick him on the carpet.
Okay.
Well, actually...
Okay, you gotta do shit for you. We're gonna pick up Sam.
Roll him up in a tapestry. Not some... This carpet is brand new. This is treasure. Just roll it up in some tapestry, please.
Yeah, you guys have taken the tapestries, I heard. So you take one of the tapestries. The tapestries that are in this room. This one is of a shadow dragon. That it's got its arms extended and it looks like it's angrily looking down upon things. And then this one looks like with one hand Dracia Umbravilda is destroying her enemies, and with the other one she is commanding over the realms of elves.
See, doesn't she sound reasonable? Destroy your enemies. A bunch of gods have murals like that. Helping elves. A bunch of gods have that. You know?
Okay, what are you guys doing while Widget's in there? You're rolling this guy up into a carpet. Now what?
Widget, where are you?
Are we gonna go open this other door or what?
They got a door to open and a block to break.
Wait, what block?
The first door on the left. Bottom there.
What are we doing with this sparkly jewel? Do we know what it does?
Absolutely no idea. Arlen's gonna identify the jewel.
Okay, give me a caster level check. Or not a caster level,
Spellcraft
a
check.
spellcraft check. Yeah.
Sparkly.
Oh. That's 16. That's wrong.
The DC would be 30.
I can do it. I can't. I'm gonna use an identify.
Hmm.
Okay. So it gives me 36. Is it plus 10 or 20?
What?
10.
No, you'd roll.
30.
Okay.
Those rolls.
The crystal was fashioned to act like a gem for trap the soul.
Can this item be repaired?
It is a 27 hit die vessel.
That's a problem.
And the caster level is 15.
Is this thing broken?
Yes, somebody smashed it.
You need a cash level 30 guy to fix it.
Well, this looks like something we should be taking with us. But all the pieces are all over the place, right?
Yeah, you could spend probably 10 minutes picking up all the pieces.
We'll pick which.
Additionally, you could spend the rest of the next 2 minutes identifying the other magics with that one identify spell you get.
Right.
Oh, it works that way? Yeah, sure. Let's identify the other shit.
You get to identify one item per caster level, and
Widget, you didn't
rounds.
expect this, but the face in the statue animates and is now looking at you.
Huh.
Okay, first word is huh.
I am now typing.
I'm surrounded by assholes. It's fully encompassed. This is a shadow asshole. Martin, do you want me to roll for the other items?
Let me have a look at the items. You're doing this with a plus 26, which means if you roll a 1, you're getting 12th level magic, like 12th level caster. I don't think anything is higher than 12.
Okay, so cool.
No, nothing's higher than 12.
Well, that's what
Oh, the armor. Light fortification, I think, is a really high...
Yeah, it requires, like, contingency, I think.
Yep. Are you taking the gem? Like, are you trying to remove it from the pedestal and taking the pieces?
31 for the armor.
Yeah. It's actually caster level 13, so you didn't roll a 2 or 1 or whatever. Yeah, you get that.
Yeah, Cade will smash through the stone and try to pick up the...
Okay, so you have the fractured remains of Trap the Soul Crystal. It can hold 27 hit dice, and its caster level 15.
So a make hold greater, the higher cast enough level should be able to repair that, right?
I'd have to read the spell.
Cool. Jeez.
All right,
Okay.
is Cade opening the other doors?
You want to check for traps again?
Yeah, Ugg is backing him up. Sam's looking for traps. Ugg is aiding. This part of adventuring is fun, says Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure it is. Arlen's going to get the fuck back.
Okay, this one has a lot of like signs of water damage along the bottom, and there's all sorts of like mildew and lichen kind of growing.
Okay.
You can hear the sound of like dripping water on the other side.
I just took Arlen and the guys. Arlen doesn't want to be in fucking lightning bolt formation anymore.
Okay. They don't find any traps. They open the room, and there's a veritable river of water running through this place.
Holy shit, there is a river.
It is kind of pouring down from rocks and above, and kind of disappearing into a crack in the floor.
Alright, good. Nothing exploded. Detect magic?
You have a look around. It looks like somebody paced around here for a while, and maybe slept here a couple of times. You don't find any magic in this particular room, and the crack is, you'd have to be like a slime to climb in and out of this place.
The feet that were walking here, does it look like the feet of the person that we captured?
Yes, actually.
Does it look like there's any fish or food remnants or anything like that in here?
Nope. The water's coming through cracks. It's slimy. Probably not intended, but groundwater does run in weird ways if you don't account for it. They're lucky this entire place didn't flood. Or maybe they did know. There's a slight bend downwards to the a slope to the floor.
Okay.
Just one more door.
All right.
Oops, that asshole's supposed to be. That asshole's supposed to be here.
It's looking towards where you're sitting.
I will dismiss the invisibility because that's probably.
I see guidance, wisdom, and a plan.
Surrounded by assholes.
What the fuck is going on?
Completely surrounded by.
Why would you send people to turn everyone into a shadow? Ain't nobody could like that.
Put it in the communication because that's important.
Are you dropping in there or am I?
Sure. No, I didn't capture what Duncan said. So his response to Arlen was like, "Sure." So this was Widget to Umbravilda. Hey guy, why are you fucking everything up?
Dropping a Dusk Lord is the equivalent of like a biological weapon. Shadow nuke.
Yeah.
I am Shadow. I am your goddess. I shall come to rule your world and mine. All will bow to me and despair. Go north.
Sounds well adjusted.
The face lingers for a moment and then just sort of returns back to like the same pose the statue was in before. There was power behind her words. We'll say a 1 in 10 chance she decided to push a spell into her reply. If I roll a 1, you're unlucky. Nope.
Hey, look at that. Nobody knows.
Compulsion.
Well, it would be a suggestion, right? Go north. Where are you going, Widget? Going north.
North. That's what the shadow statue told me.
Well, you wanted a plan. She's telling you.
She gave me a plan. No, legit. This is like, yes, I now know stuff. There's more than I knew before.
Did you just get kicked out of bed?
Yes, I did.
Are you on the couch now?
Yes, I am.
Is it comfy?
It is comfy.
Okay, yeah. Nice. What are you doing with the statue? It was kind of oozing with shadow as she was responding to you, and
I'm a big gnome,
Yep.
so and I do have a bag of holding type too. So
yoink.
yoink.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put on the. For now, I'm gonna put this on my sheet. Later, we'll put
It's
it on the
fine.
party sheet. But
And,
for now,
and you've got her response, right?
It's on the communication sheet.
Okay.
I am Shadow. Bow to me. And despair. That despair part is like the rejoice. In the future, for communications, when you're dealing with these prime material people, rejoice is like their version of despair. Just tell them it's rejoice. Even if you know it's despair, just say rejoice. They like rejoicing.
Yeah, there was this angry tinge to this, like she wasn't in a good mood when she responded.
No.
I'm currently taking.
She also doesn't know who you are.
I'm
I'm new to this magic path. I see guidance and wisdom in a plan. Dust Lords bent on destruction. Why? Why? Oh, Widget, you did see your name. Okay, she knows who your pseudonym, or your war name is. Your nom de guerre.
Yep. All right. Treasure. This is a 30-pound statue to Dracia Umbravilda, sending to her once per, it's per day.
That seems like a lot. I will say it's once per 10 day. That seems a little more reasonable.
Otherwise, there's gonna be. You've seen me do it before, where it's like, I
Hey.
saw you important person once. I am sending to you every fucking day just to be annoying.
It's but Arlen's like, hey, I need power, like mythic power.
Hey, what's going on? You doing okay? Hey,
You doing right?
it's Widget here.
I remember fucking with the Rune Lords. It made me so happy.
Oh, and that was a fun campaign.
That was sending to them to be like, I told the gods on you, ha ha ha.
Oh, do we need to check on Widget? Hey, there's doors over here. Widgie!
Down there. Widget.
Arlen's getting impatient with you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nice art. Is
He's
that...
invisible. He can't see him.
No, he turned visible.
Oh, he turned visible.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I was just there's a bunch of tapestries in here.
Uh-huh.
Sense motive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Damien likes to know people's secrets. It'll give us something to tell Mark what Damien's up to as well.
Yep.
Damien's sense motive is, holy shit, 20.
Well, that means he wins.
Whoops. He gets a 21.
Oh, never mind. I can beat that. I can beat that. Fuck you. Stay out of my lies.
Stay out of my lies.
13.
Having a private moment in here, Shadowcaster.
Shadowy, isn't it?
Yes. Should
She
we
doesn't
take...
look so bad, does she? You know, helping the elves, fighting order, vanquishing her foes.
She is not a creature of order. And she's an enemy of the Imperium.
Yeah, probably.
You should probably not become an enemy of the Imperium, says Damien.
Turn invisible.
Did you find him?
Yes, he was in there admiring the elf shadow lady thing. There's some tapestries in there.
What were you doing? Why didn't you answer when we called?
I did. You couldn't hear me. I was in the shadow room.
And you know I couldn't hear you, so why didn't you answer?
I did.
Quit playing your games, Wilbur. It's not the place or the time for it. Open the door. Next time we call answer, you get left behind.
Yeah, right. Sam, you wanna? Huh?
It's a big stone block.
Oh, that's a stone block. I was fucking out of the way of that shit. Oh, this is just a stone block, it's not a door?
Nope.
Nope. I mean, I'm pretty certain I could open it faster than you, but you know, let you do your thing.
Yeah, Cade begins to fucking punch the stone and.
Do you want to close it maybe after, or?
Sorry, I thought you were Kool-Aid Manning. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, alright, fuck it.
Okay, it is not a very thick block, as you destroy the wall of stone. Bits and pieces are flying all over as you pound your way into a crypt area.
Okay, what are these? Urns?
The staircase goes into a low-heighted chamber. There are 8 stone tables that stand between alcoves.
Okay.
Each table bears ancient dusty relics such as scrolls, armor, carved figurines, and jewelry. All are in various stages of disrepair.
Relics?
Yeah, like old things that might have been important to Haramil.
Careful what word you use. The 8 relics. Alright,
It looks like these are offerings for Duke Haramil.
Was this closed for like historian purposes, or?
There are carvings along the alcoves that you now have seen Haramil many times. A furious-looking muscular man clad in armor, armed with either a sword or a lance. You recognize those as the magic items that you have. His enemies and allies alike seem to fear his presence. And in many scenes, it's hard to tell friend from foe, as Haramil looks like he's just hewing through people that are in his way. In every scene, Haramil has a floating orb behind him, or is clutching onto it in his hand.
there are more tapestries here.
No, they're carvings in the alcoves.
Oh,
This is where people would have given offerings to him after he died. But the stuff here doesn't look very flattering.
just an asshole. It's like a rotten banana.
There's a helmet on one of the tables. It is flimsy and lopsided. There's a ring that obviously contains a fake gem. There is a figurine of Haramil that has some unflattering exaggerations of his nose and ears. There's a book that is molded away that likely had something insulting in it.
This is how many fucks I give you.
Somebody offered him a holy symbol of Palor.
This is hilarious.
There's a bowl that you're pretty sure somebody emptied pocket lint into. And there would have been like small food offerings and that sort of thing, but that stuff is rotten away, and you think it might be an ancient core of an apple.
That was bullshit. All right, where's the goddamn cradle?
The cradle is a thing that the Duke fell inside of. You don't know what that is.
Well, the only thing that he could have... There's pictures of the ball.
Yep, and then in the picture in the other room, there was the tapestry where he was sitting in something ball-like, and then curled up in a fetal position in something ball-like, but then afterwards it seemed like the ball was just like a sphere that followed him around, or that he clutched while in battle.
This is familiar.
Yeah, his people do not like him. To have gifts or offerings, insults like this.
Hold on. This. How deep is this water?
It's just running along the ground. Over 300 years, it's grooved itself into the ground.
Okay, question.
Hmm?
That guy, I think when we were talking to him, let it slip that they were pissed off that he found the item. I think.
They were worried that the humans found the item and they came to get a thing, but they didn't know, like, he seemed unclear, or at least from my interpretation of what he was saying, unclear as to what was important to us versus what's important to them.
That sphere.
Yep. The sphere, you have not seen any sign of it. You saw where it could have been held. And it does look like the shadow folk came after the event where the Duke got fucked up.
Why would that shadow guy that we captured stay in that room for 3 days or 4 days?
Yeah. You can go back and maybe make a survival check or something.
Yeah.
He said that he got in a fight. They left him behind.
Why?
Over something? A bauble?
Okay, one of the things, give me survival. You guys are rooting around.
Anybody give me any bonuses? Who's got the best?
I think Widget might have the best.
Ugg might also have survival. I think he's a tracker.
I have a plus 12.
Widget's got a plus 14.
Okay, I'll aid you.
Ugg's got a plus 8.
Okay, Ugg can try to aid. I auto aid. Arlen can aid.
37.
You see signs that somebody used a bit of rope to tie this door closed, and that bit of rope over time was cut by something very thin that was rubbed between the crack in the doors, like a thieves' tool. And you actually find fibers of the rope on this side of the door.
Yeah, they locked his ass in there. But, you know, tying the door right here? Seems familiar?
Kate's kicking in the water.
Yeah, the water's slowish moving. It's slimy.
You okay? Is that a bath?
There's definitely like a slight groove to it. It's like they tried to create this chamber and then realize, oh shit, there's groundwater here and it's running like a river, and then they diverted it. I can see why they locked him though. Yep, he's a little crazy.
All right.
He survived the ghosts and the shadows though, which is interesting.
So Arlen,
Yeah. Couldn't I have identified that guy's armor as well?
you have to make a
wrappings.
roll. The wrappings you could have attempted.
Is this still had?
Yep. One more
Make a
one more
roll
check.
against the shadow item. Yeah.
First, it's a caster level check, and then there's an spellcraft check.
18?
No. The aura is elusive.
This looks like just regular wrappings. I'm sure you. I know you're telling me it's magical, but
Because it is. We could wrap you up in them and see what they do.
No, we're not wrapping them up in it.
Wrap me up in them and see what they do.
Nope.
We'd wrap Kate up in them and see what they do.
Waves his hand like he's trying to find you. Nope. Kay did all right.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that shadow crap.
Ugg also has a
Look
bad
what-
charisma.
Look what he did to. Look what it did to that guy's brain. It's fried.
Oh, 9, I guess.
You got people like gods like Widget and Sam with their 15s and their 14s and sexy. Oh,
All right, so you've collected back into the main circular chamber.
Yeah.
There's corpses all over. You're grabbing these corpses? The fetchlings?
we should probably bring at least one of the fletchlings.
Bring one and maybe like ears
And
of the others or
One
something.
of the dark folk.
Okay. One of the things you do notice is that they do have markings on their chests, but the markings look like they actually hurt, like they blistered through the flesh and kind of burned into the ribs. Like they look spent.
I think it's very bad to be knocked out if you're one of her people.
No,
You have a
did you take the cloak as well? The stealth cloak?
no. The stealth cloak is still in the pile.
All right, we've got the treasure. Now what? This is Damien.
I think we didn't find the thing for the Duke, so
No, coming back without the item was probably a bad idea.
I assume the orb is the thing that is the cradle. I don't know how.
Well, one of these tapestries did have him inside of it.
so we probably.
There was sorry to interrupt you, but I was informed. Remind me, Damien, that some of his men pulled him out of the cradle, right? To find out what his men describe as the cradle.
Yeah, would have been nice to ask what the cradle looked like. I bet that Duncan guy saw the cradle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he? I assume he did.
The Duke will be very angry with us. This is not what he's expecting, says Damien.
That's. Well, I'll prepare a teleport.
What do you mean prepare a teleport? You should have one prepared already, says Damien. He's kind of like hitting you, and Ugg looks at him like you're touching Arlen.
Used it to get here, Damien.
Oh, yes. Ask your god for another one.
Fuck. Fuck, Damien. You don't know how these things work. Alright, let's get going now.
Okay, with all the tapestries and the corpses and the treasure of a former duke that was not loved by his own people.
You want to bring the pocket lint as treasure?
We need to get back to the citadel.
There's an epic amount of like threads and things that people had just pulled out of their pockets and pulled off their like they gave them nothing.
Yep.
Dirty handkerchief.
Sure, that was on one of the tables too. Like,
Soft holes in it.
no. Oh yeah, a used sock. Sure, there was like a dirty old fisherman's sock.
Pulls his boot off and like, man.
Yeah, fuck you. Sorry, I think of you.
Was that better or worse than the pocket lint?
Actually, Cade wants to mess this place up. Like go through these webbings, like put them down and stuff. See.
Oh, you burned this area with the webbings. Cade comes out just a big sticky mess afterwards, and a couple spiders still crawling on him.
He's not even wiping stuff up.
Nope, nothing in there.
Ah, so we've been successful.
Well,
Gives him
Not really.
Damien a look like, fucking shut up.
we lost Roger. We lost Edward, and we did not fight. We're too late getting the cradle.
Where's this shadow priestess supposed to be anyways? You know the girl that was lost for 10 years or something like that?
I believe she's the other crypt.
Well, 100 years? How old is... The sense of time all gets screwed up.
Everybody's really old.
Hmm. Yes, well.
I think we need to track down this other...
The Van Imp family is very prestigious as well. Many generations of greatness.
Good, I'm very happy for you. Now we have two options.
Thank you.
Yes. One is return without news.
Probably older than your own god.
We have two options. The first, we head back.
You know, that might be true, because you're...
Everyone's interrupting Arlen. There's a little bit of grim humor after the grim dungeon that Arlen's dragged them to.
There's...
How does the carpet interact? Sorry, Ahmed.
Fuck it. Arlen's like, fuck it, you fuck it.
Finish your thought, Arlen.
Either we go back and interrogate the prisoner, see where they're going, what it looks like, or two, go look for the warband ourselves. We don't know which way they're going. We'll have to pick up the trail.
Is this important? Toes at the broken piece of pottery.
Yeah, that's very important. That is effectively a weapon of complete destruction.
This is broken. This is the pottery, right? This thing?
Mm-hmm. It is a funeral urn that was broken.
Yes, very important.
And yes, the dungeon is complete. Now it is a good time to give hero or villain points. Hero or villain point, Fox, Nemi, Drake, Lucas, Quinta.
What Nemi was here.
Yeah.
Frozen was here. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll just put a bunch of question marks beside.
See, Fox has this idea of tell the Duke you captured the leader. I think you're not going to tell me captured the leader. We're going to tell them we captured a scout. Because Dynamo is fun and all.
He's not a leader.
But he ain't leading shit. That's pretty obvious.
He's
Right?
not a leader. Thank you, Fox. Can I always rely on you? I'm a boy blue.
All right.
Yeah.
Dungeon complete. Yeah, I'll have to figure out some XP later too. I will watch the rest of a hockey game and do XP.
Some shit.
Oh, we could sell all the things and retire. No, just joking. Got plenty of
yeah.
things to do.
What's funny is that you're saying all the shadows are heading to after the other group, possibly heading after the other group.
Grizak's there.
If I get a villain point, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, TPK, look at that shit. Yeah, please stick with your... That's up to you guys. Whatever you find is fun.
Okay, are you leaving the remains of the pot, or are you taking it with you?
No, pot
We'll
comes.
take the pot.
Okay, so put that on whoever's character sheet that's carrying it. It is basically the funeral urn of
Widget will.
Loravel, the Arch Shadow. I like it.
Loravel,
Let's figure out how those
Dusk
are made.
Lord
Can
of
we
the
perhaps
Arch Shadow.
wrap him again? Maybe to find him. Can we use that to find him? Are there any funeral urns? So are there any ashes or anything like that?
There's a tiny bit of weird gray dust inside.
Yeah.
Plus dust.
Very carefully pick that shit up.
Yeah, it's been out in the elements for a while, but you can collect the sherds of the pot.
So, and one last thing before we leave this place. Survival check at the entrance.
See if we can find out where the fuck. they
See if
went.
we can get a lead on
Nice.
the rest of the warband.
Where they went.
Yep.
Cool.
Wait, Widget
Alright.
again. Okay, so Cade auto aids.
Ugh aids if you roll more than one.
See if Arlen aids.
Okay, so Ugg is aiding.
Marty, this is an interesting question. If I
will be the judge of that.
can I summon a dog that can start sniffing around and be like, oh yeah, that way, runs off, and then later on summon that same dog and have it continue?
It won't remember between castings.
Stupid
However, the best dog ever.
Can do this. 37 is the survival check.
Okay, so let me have a look at a thing. You do see the signs of a party of what look like dark folk coming to this place and standing outside for a while. This is days and days ago, though, so it's just telltale signs. It was a group of them. They came in force. A much smaller group left. They walked over to the edge of the hill over here. They stood around for a bit. They were all standing close together, and they just simply disappeared. There's no sign of them anywhere along the rocks.
Widget is going to dimension door from the spot where they disappeared to like 10 feet beside the spot. Does it work?
It does.
Shit.
It felt a little weird, but it worked. The hedge staffs are not operating normally.
Fucking hedge staff's broken. They teleported away from that point into the shadow realm. Something, shadow walked, something. Could be anyway. My guess is north.
So a small. How many people are we talking about here? So what's a
Handful.
warband?
Like
10
4 of them left.
But you said there's
Handful.
a big group and then a smaller group.
How many
lot-
dead things did you see in the fucking thing? There's like a dozen dead.
So these are the remainder. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the ones that died are like corpses in there, or plus the ones you're dragging out.
Well, Arlen, have fun apologizing to the Duke. We'll try to put together a good story, but you're gonna need to buy some time.
I don't think.
We're gonna have to track down this war party.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Get some payback for Edward.
Yep.
Looks like fucking
We're also gonna
meeting
need
a
to
fist.
Track down Edward and get some payback for Edward.
Yeah. Scratches the back of his neck nervously, like he oft does with his third arm.
You should probably warn the other guys that there's a whole bunch of shadows out below. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not constrained, Arlen. They can go anyway.
Well, we'll have to prepare another sending. Arlen's gonna go and fucking give me a sec here. Go on one moment here.
Arlen's gonna fuck what? He's like, what the fuck? What's going on?
He's got his carpet now. He doesn't need anything else.
Whee!
So my question was thus: how does the carpet like that react to spells?
For the person that is controlling it, it's probably like an item that they're carrying.
Okay.
Seems
And
fair.
if it's uncontrolled, then it's Only uncontrolled.
Yeah. It weighs a certain weight, so it would count amongst your weight if you had to move things. Like there are some spells where it's like, oh, and like 30 pounds or whatever. I think it weighs 30 pounds.
That's really light for a big ass carpet. Like an old style one.
Yeah.
That's a D&D type number.
Carpet of flying. It weighs 15 pounds. That's a D&D number.
That is D&D number. It's made out of apparently modern tarp.
Yeah, I have a 12 by 12 rug, and that thing's fucking heavy when it's all rolled up. It's like, oh. Yeah, yeah. My office arms are so weak. All right, what are you doing, Arlen? How are we ending this evening? What is the next step that you're taking?
We will send. They teleported. Shit. Well, the next lead we have is the prisoner. We'll head back to the. We'll head back to the citadel and question the prisoner. And during our day's travel there, I'll communicate with Duncan.
We're gonna go police up all the piles of guns and stuff.
We'll let them know that there's weapons there.
Correction, your lawyer will let them know. I'm a lieutenant after all. I'll file the proper paperwork. He smiles.
Also, let's check up on any villages on our way there.
Huh.
Shadows.
Yeah, what happens if we meet another group of shadows?
Take them down.
Like we did with this group?
I'm well prepared for it now. And we tell any villagers either to flee or how to prepare the hut to.
So, since we have... We're gonna need to get Radima's help for some of this.
Yes.
There needs to be something that would control shadows.
Yeah. What's his name said? Edward said he was gonna tell that thing about Radimer. Maybe you want to warn him that they're coming for him or something.
Radimer with a horde of shadows under his control was a dreadful thought, says Damien.
What's a worse thought? Radima with a horde of shadows under his control, or a horde of uncontrolled shadows?
Makes me wonder how the Imperium won this war the first time around.
Well, I think they dropped a bunch of giant spikes of plane or something or other from the sky.
Yes, peculiar.
It's not quite how it works, Sam, but close enough.
We start heading towards the citadel.
Okay, so you're traveling back to the citadel, basically.
They have to have a way to control them, because these things hurt their own people, and their people are not all shadows, so they have something.
While we're flying back, we're trying to like scout out a bit to see if there's any villages or farms or anything around, and just tell them to fucking either come with us or there's shadows around, and this is how you fight.
Flee! Run for your lives! Oh, funny. Doom, it comes, doom!
I don't know if I agree with
What they did to my leg!
Oh man.
You need to buy shadow insurance.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the Citadel.
You heard of the source of light?
And it sounds like you're traveling slower than normal, so you could look out for villages. There are towns that you like. The town at the river is one that you pass through.
I think the next morning we just no. Are we teleporting or no?
Teleport. You can't cast it, and I can't cast it. I can't cast enough of you guys. How many days would it take us to get back? Because I can teleport once. I can teleport tomorrow.
With Widget riding on the carpet, what is your movement rate?
Me, Widget,
30.
and
Damien's on the carpet, Widget's on the carpet. You could fit one more.
who's the slowest guy? Gug?
Sam.
Sam? Okay.
Then we travel at 40.
Okay.
Who's the slowest?
Widget's the slowest.
The carpet's 40, right?
Right. So the
Carpet speed. Okay.
Ugg is also 40.
40 is 8. 8 times 60. It's 480 miles. Divided by 35. It's going to take you 14 days to walk back.
Okay, we're gonna teleport that shit. We're gonna teleport. Bring 3 people.
Okay.
Scry.
How far away from the crypt of Duke Haramil do you go before teleporting?
We'll have to do this at night. So, teleport, rest, in the morning teleport again. And then we'll have to go through the whole day, rest, teleport again. So it'll take 3 days. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So we can go to that town on the water. How far is it?
Bridgewater.
Anything within a day's travel. If not, then screw.
Undertree is where you teleported to before, where the pixies were. Crater Lake is close by.
It'll take us 3 days to teleport. 1 there.
Shadow Pixie.
Come back.
Please no.
Well, yeah, it'll take 3 days if you roll correctly and find a good landmark. And then there's also the question of who stays behind.
We don't need a landmark because he's scrying before teleporting back.
Okay.
But we do need good rolls on going on the teleport. Oh, well, actually, if he got a mirror, he could use the scry thing to just make it like an hour long to cast teleport.
So who's staying behind? Who's staying behind an evening?
Cade. Anybody else? Well, we've got a shadow thing that gives us good stealth, so we can hide.
It'll be Cade, Sam.
Cade and Ugg.
And that's it. You can bugger off with those two. And leave those 2 guys behind. This is Ugg, Damien, and Widget.
Okay, first step. How much travel do you do during the day?
Yeah, we'll get 8 hours out of the way.
Okay.
Okay. And who's got the crappier stealth here? Sam?
8 hours puts you in somewhere in this hex. You're not quite at Crater Lake.
Sam's stealth is plus 19.
Ooh, good stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's that high.
And Sam does have an item that gives him a plus 5 stealth, so if you put the plus 10 stealth item on.
Okay, you're in the forest somewhere marching towards Crater Lake.
He has a plus 10 stealth.
So put the item of plus 10 stealth on. Gives you a plus 20 stealth.
He'll take his resistance item off.
Okay. If the plan is to hide like fucking assholes in the forest, eating grubs, bonding, we're gonna mail bonding. We're just gonna sit in a fucking mud pile with leaves over our faces.
And just try to hide.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you walk for a full day. You should take 10. Get that. That. Okay, it's a fall day, northern forest. It's cold, windy, cool and windy. It's a desolate place, or like an empty place. You don't find a lot of game. Arlen teleports back to the safety of Citadel by the Lake, leaving Sam and Cade behind.
Did you actually hold on? Wilbur casts his rope trick
Mm-hmm.
for them.
Widget can cast a rope trick before he goes.
Okay. Are you hiding up into the rope trick, or are you gonna camouflage it out in the bush?
If I have a rope trick.
I'm a fucking rope trick.
We're gonna cast a rope trick, but we're gonna go up a tree and cast a fucking rope trick. You know, fucking.
Up there.
Okay, you go up into a tree, you cast a rope trick. Widget, give me a stealth check as you're trying to like disguise the rope.
Perfect.
You just fucking pull the rope.
Yes, you can.
You can't pull it into the space. You have to leave it dangling.
Okay, we'll tie it. Make sure it's by some vines. and
I
tree.
thought that you could pull it up.
It's okay. This is to hide the vines. Hide the rope around some vines.
Oh, never mind. Cannot be hidden. The rope cannot be hidden. Alright, I'll try to hide the rope that cannot be hidden.
Actually, should we leave a third person here for more protection?
Well, that's the question about
Asking for
Ugg.
volunteers, either Ugg or
The rope cannot be removed or hidden.
the Ugg or
Isn't that an interesting little thing there?
Yeah.
So it's DC, whatever it is, to see a rope. So in the tree is probably a good idea because it's at least obscured.
Yeah,
Hide the
that's
rope.
fine.
Okay.
So go in the forest and find the rope that's hanging next to a tree.
Yeah.
So 15.
Okay. Yeah, somebody was like, hey, what's the rope doing up there?
As the fuck? What is this? Rope hanging from nothing?
Adamantine fist to the punch in the face.
Just out of the hole. Boom!
Like, in a world with actual magic, you'd be like, fucking wizards, just keep walking. Like, I'm not touching that.
Stupid squirrel! Boom!
Would you stop just punching things?
He found a rope!
Just
All
a
right.
great trap.
So you leave your two companions behind in the Shadow War Zone, and you go to the safety of Citadel by the Lake. That
Are
evening
you at
is
least leaving us the carpet?
apparently not.
Let's roll a D100.
Citadel by the volcano. What? Yeah, you return back to Citadel by the Lake with your companions. The scintillating conversation between Sam and Cade is for the ages.
So, yeah.
So,
So,
moldy bread, a rotten pear, a couple of grapes from that bowl that Damien was eating. What a dick. Been a day and a half.
Arlen remembers to bring food the next morning.
This is fucking bullshit. He said it was chicken.
in this kind of like weirdly lit, empty pocket dimension, with a firm ground and no furniture.
I've never been in one of these things before. It's awful.
Neither have I.
Right then.
How do you piss out of it?
There's probably some scene where you're like, nope, that's just getting pee all over the floor. Oh, pinch it off as you guys are hanging from the rope in the tree and peeing out of it.
Is it a Sam-sized
Sticking your ass out of the extra dimensional pocket to take your morning, to make your morning shite. The rope is all shitty and pissy. Just piss and shit all over the rope. Well, what's Sam's caster level or Wilbur's caster level? It's 8. Right? It's like 8 hours later, the dimensional space disappears and deposits Sam and Cade down a tree. So that's fun. Reflex saves or climb checks is your like.
Love work.
Oh!
Not 20.
Okay, so Cade ends up grabbing a hold of a branch and doesn't take any damage.
Can I help Sam by any chance?
No,
Awesome.
unless you have powers that allow you to.
23.
Yeah, Sam also kind of like, oh, you're both hanging out of trees and the stupid rope kind of floats down to the ground.
Arlen's gonna buy another rope trick and get through to them. Scry, take his mirror, and teleport. Stick the mirror in.
Well-
Okay, there's 2 dudes sitting in a tree.
Not K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Nope. I'm sure there's some conversations that you're going to have when you are back in Citadel by the Lake.
Widget's going to insist upon getting information from the shadow guy and getting some more detailed and informative information to some of the other peoples. And did you have any sendings left?
I used mine today. We'll have to do them tomorrow.
So,
There are a few.
Damien. There's Arlen with his wonderful
Y'all's
carpet.
farewell.
Was Duncan successful?
Don't know. We'll have to ask tomorrow.
All right, you teleport back. What are you guys doing after you return? You can hear the water running through the kind of through the walls and the distant roar of the waterfall.
Go talk to the shadow guy, the predator. Excuse me.
Dynamo.
All right, the whole group's gonna go.
A Widget won't be invisible in the castle because it's rude.
Okay. People are pointing at the flying carpet, waving to Arlen as he's flying by.
Fucking, you're riding around in a Lamborghini.
Your servants are like moving off to the side, and people move off the side so Arlen can go by on his carpet.
I'm above. I'm above.
Yeah, there are some of the hallways are much higher, so that you could fly above. You actually now that you're up here, it feels like in some of the hallways, like they've designed it so there's enough space for a second hallway over top, for flying people to go by.
I don't need the carpet here because I have the token. I use
Yeah.
the token. Sorry,
Okay,
I use the token.
so you
carpet goes into my haversack.
I don't know if it fits in the haversack.
Ooh, does it? Does it not?
at least one dimension's 10 feet.
This haversack is 5 by 5.
Hey, Mark. Oh, for fuck's sakes, you gave Arlen his stupid flying rag.
So here's the thing, Mark. We sent him to go tell the Duke that a war party is here and they're using weapons of mass destruction against the populace. He bought a flying carpet.
That happened. That
For
happened.
65K.
Yep. 8 cubic feet.
Look at Ahmed's face. He's so happy.
He's very happy. It was like the only solution to this problem is flying carpet. It's like you didn't even tell the people the information, man.
I sent as much information as like my sending allowed. There were shadows, dude. There were lots of shadows. Thank you, Fox. Fox understands. Fox knows that Arlen needs carpet. He can cast spells.
Arlen doesn't even know where his chair is because he's just going to carpet around and this.
Well, he's flying with his token, and Ugg is holding onto the carpet for you. Great. You go to the prison. The guards are. You notice the two of the guards are looking in and watching what looks like a shadow puppet show. Oh, they both.
He's kind of likable, isn't he?
He's better than the other ones.
What other ones?
We had them in here for a while, but I think they got carted off to Vatapole.
How long ago?
Days? When the Duke was here.
Ah, okay. All right.
We had all the other minor prisoners sold off, or...
Right.
dragged away in chains.
Speak with this prisoner for a short bit, if you don't mind. We'll stay for the boss.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Same guards that,
No.
Oh, fuck. That's Damien, I hope you are here to speak. 39.
Yeah, they recognize who you are, and that you brought the prisoner in, so they tell you to be careful. He seems to have some way with, with
Shadows.
light tricks, yeah. They unlock the door, let you in. You're in the hallway, kind of where all the cells are. It's very bright in there because they have a bunch of continual light torches everywhere.
Wilbur's there. Sam is there.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of
Sam isn't there.
Oh yes, sorry, Sam is.
Sorry, Damien, Will.
Sam is being turned into a shadow right now. I mean, what?
We should have left all the low charisma people because they're easy to fight as shadows.
He did. The fucking Cade's got the shittiest charisma ever.
Arlen needs a Grand Poobah hat and pimp cane, some bling. Yep.
He bought bling. He bought a bunch of diamonds. Bought a bunch of diamond necklaces.
It's true. Whole bunch
I
of-
think this one's called a duck. And there's some like long crane-looking swan thing.
So, Wilbur, it's all yours. Ask away.
So, the orb.
Oh, hello there, my little friend.
How you doing?
Not too bad, buddy.
So,
Is this where... It's rather bright in here. It sort of hurts my eyes. If you could let me out a little bit, that would be nice. The guard waves his head no. The guards are listening.
Arlen looks at him like, fuck no.
yeah, it is. Well, it is one of them like a temple of light thing. So they kind of like it bright.
Could you take this out of my cell? And you notice him pushing the torch through. Hey! How'd you get out of your manacles?
Like sits back down in his hands like he's. Neat trick. So, your war party.
Oh, not my war party. It's her war party. Her.
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a woman's simmering revenge.
Which way are they heading?
Mm-hmm. Oh, which ones?
The ones that are carrying the Dusk Lords.
You saw another Dusk Lord?
Not yet.
How many Dusk Lords did you have?
I don't have any. No.
With your band?
One.
The one that you
Lauravel.
used?
We knew that, well, he would get mad when he saw what was going on.
He is pretty mad.
Mm.
He kind of wants to turn everything into shadows.
Oh, yes, this is the opening gambit.
So how do you stop the shadows?
Don't know.
Your people have to have a way to stop the shadows.
Well, they
Why
listen.
didn't they attack you? Your blessing?
Yes, heathen heretic. You realize she's going to snuff you out. It's not a good religion for folks to follow. Like moths to the flame, mix darkness to light.
So what's north?
I'm assuming that we are in the great realm of the elves. This realm, well, the Dusk Lords want it. Yes, of course they want it. This is their home. This is where they came from. This is where the corner once sat. The big burning elf with the blazing sun and light behind him.
The Dusk Lords are all elves.
Of course they are.
They used to be anyways. They remember. They told us lots of tales. Most of what we know about your world, well, I've been up here for a bit, but comes from them.
How did you get here? Which rip did you come through?
Oh. He knows. Yes, it snows in the north. Follow your snows.
North.
Was it by the coffin nail number 1?
You do know. I rather like the surface city.
Well, there won't be many surface cities left if these Dusk Lords keep having their way.
Ooh. Then I suggest you capitulate. Surrender. Surrender unto her. Surrender her. Surrender.
The orb. The cradle.
Oh. I almost had it. It was almost mine.
What does the cradle do?
Mine. It's a thing of nurturing.
Good wood use.
Yes. You go into it and come out different, like the elves did. It was her gift to those that followed.
Now, it followed people who used it around?
It is a thing that she plucked from the sky to prove that she was a goddess. The empty space and darkness of a dying star. Pluck like a jewel from the sky. Oh, apparently that made the elves go crazy. They don't like it when their jewels go missing.
How many times has she done this?
Oh, this is ancient times. Ancient.
happened to know an astronomer?
Long time ago, long time ago. But the elves remembered. They know the story.
Quick question. We are in a heliocentric mindset or heliocentric physics going on?
As in?
As in, we go around a star?
Yeah.
Okay, and like a moon goes around us, and it's sort of like a normal...
Yeah, it's like Earth 2.
Yeah. So...
Just because it's easy to think about for a standard campaign world.
Yes. Well, when she pulled the star, was there anything around it?
Oh no, this is long ago. I wasn't around. The elves weren't around, but she still had it. She had this thing, this orb, the cradle. The cradle, she made the cradle. And this cradle was a gift.
And where would you be taking this gift?
I would have, well, maybe crawled inside of it, or tried to command it, or make me powerful.
And your leader of your band?
Ah, yes, he's, ambitious.
Does he have a name?
Yes.
And it is?
Oh, no. We don't really share our names like that. We know our names. No, I know who he is, though. Yes.
Describe him.
Shadowy skin, red eyes.
They even consider that.
But it could be the one that bleeds the shadows. Oh. He's his friend, I guess. Companion? Compatriot? Cohort?
Is he a caster?
Oh, yes. You know how I can do this thing? He makes this little shadow thing. He can do that with shadows. Like the monsters. Oh, yes. He's the one that dropped our little friend there, the Dusklord. She? I think it's she. No, he. Ah, he's a shadow collector. Your shadow is his.
Does he have... So, he doesn't have any more Dusklords, but does he have any other pots?
I don't know what their powers are. We were gathered together to find the orb. Secure it.
And then what?
Well, we all had our plans for it once we got our sticky little fingers on such a beautiful pearl.
What was her plan for it?
His? I don't know.
No, not his plan. Her plan.
Oh, she wanted it back, of course.
So I would assume his plan was to bring it back to her.
Back. Perhaps maybe use it himself.
How long does it take to use?
Don't know. Never used it before. And the Dusklords were created long time ago.
And who stuck the Duke in it?
I don't know what you mean. Nope. You mean Haramil? He probably climbed inside himself. It is very alluring. He liked the orb. He liked our little prize. What a pretty prize it is. Pretty.
How many war bands are here?
I don't know, but she has marshaled many. All sorts of surprises for you, sun dwellers. Yes, that's where you should let me go. I could be a big help. I could be your guide. He does a somersault in his
Yes,
cartwheel in his cell.
Mm-hmm. At minimum, be entertaining. This is
Light man. You're leading this army, aren't you? How many little warbands do you have? What are your purpose? What would you have done with the orb?
Destroyed it.
How do you destroy it? Nobody knows. Nobody.
True. And I would have just buried it into a sun.
Oh. Well, that might work. Who knows? Or you might extinguish it, or create a dark sun. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
question.
You're going to lose this war.
No.
Oh, yes?
We will drive you back again.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nuh-uh. Not this time.
I think so, yes.
She remembers your tricks. She knows about the guns now.
Guns. I'm not gonna win it this time.
Hmm?
More light.
Ah, yes. Light and darkness, darkness, light, light, darkness, darkness, light. It goes around in a circle. It's our time. It's her time.
Never. You were gonna ask something before I went around in circles with him?
Oh, I was just going to ask if...
Look, even he's become a shadowcaster, haven't you?
would the heart of a dying star be something holy to you because it was a star?
It's just stories.
Are you asking me?
Arlen? Yeah.
Would the heart of a dying star? I don't pray to stars.
Maybe you should. Give up all this bright light nonsense. What else do you want from me? What can I get in exchange? I give and 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 I give, and I'm all alone in here.
So you don't know the names of your band?
I know.
Did you attack them by any chance?
Well, no.
He'd certainly locked you in a room, tied the doors.
Oh, you noticed that, huh? Yes, well...
Was that because you tried to grab the cradle?
I just wanted to look at it.
And how many of your men did you get disintegrated?
Oh, poof! That was fun. It was trapped. It was trapped. Oh, you didn't get disintegrated, did you? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're missing some. Oh, my 1,000 apologies. 1,000 apologies. So sorry. So sorry for your loss. What happens to your souls when you die?
What happened to yours?
I asked first.
The question is much more complex for us.
Oh. Yeah.
Are there any in the shadow plane that do not worship Umbravilda?
Oh, of course, the shadow plane is vast. As big as Tarak. It is Tarak. Except for the deep parts. Yes, there are some that resist her.
What does Shadow Vatapole look like?
Shadow Vatapole, Shadow Vatapole, Shadow Vatapole. Rolls off the tongue, Shadow Vatapole. I don't think I've ever been down that far south.
Why?
I'm not from the south. I'm from the north.
Yes, with the ice.
Hmm?
With the ice.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Slanted roofs with the snow. Boo. Follow your snows. What else do you want to snows? What else?
Is there any way to track your band that left you for dead?
Yes.
And that would be?
You can go to where they are.
And where are they?
Don't know. But you ask if there's a way. It's possible. Always possible. Yes.
To track them means you do not know where they are. You have a way of following them.
They're from the north as well.
Do you have anything of theirs?
Nope. Do you? Could I have
Yes,
my
we do.
wrappings back? I feel rather naked without them. In fact, I am naked. It's rather liberating. I don't know how he got out of the bindings. We'll have to go in there and put them back on. And that thing was on a chain.
Shadow picks, maybe?
Don't want to know where you hid those. The guards have been listening to all of this.
Yeah.
2 guards.
I'm pretty certain he conjured them with the shadows.
Psst. Are you gonna let me out? I could be a big help to you. I could come and fetch you with you. I could hold my gear back and I can open up things. I like opening up things, seeing what's inside. I'll even let you know when there's traps.
You could just, Sam is, for whatever reason, he's in the rope trick going, "Oh, Arlen, can we keep him?"
I'll even let you call me Dynamo. He'll like it. The big one with the mithril hand will like it. Damien's doesn't like to have any fun, so he's like, I advise against this as your lawyer.
I'm aware.
They're just going to cart me off to this daytime Vatapole. Does not sound very fun. Your people are so barbaric, forcing each other to fight in arenas. All of you
That's
get
where you're
shot
right.
with these guns.
Yeah, guns aren't so bad.
You're gonna shoot me, aren't you? Gonna make me fight some of my countrymen?
We don't actually have too many countrymen, but if they keep fucking around here, there's gonna be more of them.
I would really like to explore this daylight realm of hell. It's very bright.
Oh, Arlen, can we keep him? Oh, man.
Explain that. Explain that to Duncan and the Duke.
Widget is, like, completely neutral on
Yep.
it. Sam wants to keep him.
He's the one that forced us to fight. Those shadows. Locked us in.
No. I came down here for the orb. I was going to go back home when I found it. I was going to
Why did you
bask
lock
in its
us in?
glory, crawl inside and see what all the hubbub was about.
Why did you lock us in?
You looked very scary. And apparently I was right. Bristling with your weapons and spells, hell-bent on, well, could you imagine if you found me still stuck in that room?
We need him
Yes, you need me.
to help us find the others.
Yes, to help. I can help. I'll only steal what you let me steal.
We'll have to, let's come back in the morning. We'll have to see,
Morning? No, come back at night.
we'll have to rest.
Oh, all right. I suppose I'll wait in here, all alone.
Endings that I'm gonna prepare now. Okay. Yeah, Arlen's.
Did you find some good things in the box? I knew there were still good things in there. But we didn't have time, and then, well, there was the cradle and all that.
Yeah, there's also some curses.
And the ghosts. Oh, yes, the ghosts. Dreadful things.
That ignored you.
No, they didn't ignore us. Some of us died.
He's naked, right?
Yep.
I want to identify his tattoo.
Okay, so you're leaning up in the bars and looking in. Hello there. He crosses his legs.
Proud of yourself.
He's sitting in the corner grinning at you.
I just want to check out her mark.
Oh, this? Yes.
39.
It is necromantic. He actually comes up to the bars and lets you have a look at it. It's cold. So cold.
It is a bit nipply in there, isn't it?
Yes, but the rune is cold. It has always been there since she blessed me.
What the moon remember could be worse. Oh shit. I'm out on the moon now.
Brrr.
You might want to, hey, you're the gods, right?
Huh?
Not you. Gods.
Yeah. Does he need a beating?
No, in fact, the opposite. It would be well not to beat the prisoners, specifically this prisoner.
Why? I actually think it's funny. The shadow birds were pretty funny. It's not a duck, by the way. Yeah, it's more like a swan or like some sort of flamingo.
The bad things happen if they die.
What do you mean?
It might be dangerous to leave them in your custody.
I told you so. Alright, well, we'll talk to our captain about this.
Yeah,
You're a wizard, right?
yeah.
Can you fill in the paperwork of what you learned?
Yeah, sure.